Hey guys, it's Miss Washington, and today we are going to talk about Punnett squares. Okay? These help us kind of determine what a child may look like. It doesn't necessarily mean that that child would look like that. It just means that we have a possibility that the child would look a certain type of way. So the first thing I want you to know is that we get our genes from mom and dad, obviously. Okay, this is called heredity, which you should have learned about in 7th grade. All that means is that our parents pass down their traits to their offspring. Offspring is just a fancy word for children. We get 23 chromosomes from each parent, which is a total of 46 because we get 23 from each parent. 23 plus 23 is 46. Our chromosomes hold our genes. And because we get our genes from mom and dad, we got two versions of what a child could possibly look like. For example, mom may have a wide nose. Dad may have a narrow nose. We represent these by using letters. They can be any letters, but the main thing is that we use letters to show genes. Sometimes it'll look like a capital letter and a lowercase letter. Sometimes it'll look like two capital letters. Sometimes it'll look like two lowercase letters. If you have two of the same, like two capitals or two lowercase, this is called homozygous. If you have two letters that are different, this is called heterozygous. Okay? These letters are called alleles. A-L-L-E-L-E-S. Alleles. If you see a capital letter, this represents the dominant gene. The dominant gene always takes over the recessive gene, and we'll talk about that in a second. If it has a capital letter, this is the gene that's going to show. Lowercase letters represent the recessive gene. The only time a recessive gene will show is if you have two lowercase letters. If you have an uppercase letter and a lowercase letter, that dominant gene is going to be the gene that takes over. It's going to override the recessive gene. When we start talking about Punnett Square, they look like a big square with 4 squares on the inside. Each of these squares is worth 25%. Okay? So just for example, this is how you do a Punnett square. Let's say mom has brown eyes. We're going to represent that with an uppercase B and a lowercase b. That's because she has brown eyes, but she holds the recessive gene for blue eyes. So we're going to say mom. She's going to cross with dad, who has blue eyes. He has two recessive genes because his eyes are blue, which is the recessive gene. We're going to have a Punnett square. So a square with 4 squares on the inside. And mom and dad are going to cross. I'm going to label mom at the top with her brown eyes. And dad is going to be on the side here, blue eyes. We're going to mix these two together. First thing we're going to do is mom, and I'm just showing you 2 different colors so that you don't get confused. We're going to bring down her dominant gene. Then we're going to bring down her recessive gene. For dad, he has 2 recessive genes. We're just going to bring him across. B, 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 B. These are the 4 possible outcomes of what their child could possibly look like right here. Okay? We're going to talk about something called genotype. And that is just the genetic makeup. So if I ask you for the genotype, I'm asking you about the letters. We have 2 possible children who would have brown eyes, but they hold the recessive gene. So I'm going to write that here. 2 of those. But we also have 2 possible children that could have blue eyes. So that's 2 lowercase b. So this is my genotype. I have 2 possible brown eyes, 2 possible blue eyes. Then we're going to talk about something called the phenotype. And that's just what does it look like outside? What it looks like outside. So we already put it in letter form, but now I want you to tell me that we have 2 brown eyes and we have 2 blue eyes. That would be the phenotype, what it looks like on the outside, the physical representation. So this is called probability. Okay, sometimes that can be in a percentage. So because we have 2 brown eyes and both of these are worth 25%, there's a 50% chance that we have brown eyes. There's also a 50% chance that we have blue eyes. Then we have something called a ratio. This can be done many different ways, but the way that I would like for you to do it is to tell me out of 4, how many possibilities do we have? So we have 2 out of 4. This colon right here represents out of. We have 2 out of 4 brown eyes. We also have 2 out of 4 blue eyes. And that is how that works. This is called Punnett Square. So we're going to practice in class. These are your notes. Take a picture, turn them in. Have a great rest of your day.